Only mode.
Good morning. This is Jim Guinan here with Insurance Agency Marketing. I want to thank you for coming to our webinar today. I am one of the annuity sales directors here at IAMS, and we will be talking today about the IAMS 1040 checklist, a way to learn more about your clients and prospects and how to generate some sales from that information. So I'll get into that in a little bit. I wanted to first let you know that we will be recording the webinar today as we try to record all of our webinars. So if you want to hear that replayed later, you can do so. And if for some reason you have to leave this morning, we understand. We do appreciate your time. So I wanted to start out talking to you about a few things going on here at Insurance Agency Marketing, talking about our academy, some of our incentives, and so forth. And then we'll get into the heart of that subject matter here in a few minutes. So first of all, again, thanks for your attendance. We will be going into our topic in a moment, but I wanted to visit with you about our new producer bonus to start off with. And for some of you that are attending, you may have already taken part in this, or you may currently be working towards your new producer bonus. But for those of you that aren't familiar, Insurance Agency Marketing is one of the few marketing companies that I know of that offers a bonus for business when you start writing your first 180 days, so to speak. So as you can see, there's different levels or thresholds that you can obtain in that 6-month period, and that is what you can look forward to. Of course, what's very popular is the cash, but if you're working towards this threshold of business, and we certainly want to help you get there, you can choose any one of these, for example, a mailing or perhaps a matching marketing money, gift card, what have you. So it's our way of saying thank you for placing your business with us. We know you have a lot of choices out there. There are a lot of IMOs today. Recently have done some research, and I have yet to find another IMO in my research so far that offers a new producer bonus like this. Okay, we did announce recently our top producers escape destination for 2018. And this, as you can see at the bottom of the slide, is for business written between July 1st of this last summer, which our other trip ended June 30th, of course. So this is an 18-month, started in July and runs through the end of 2017. We maintain the same minimum or production for this, so 2 million of annuity premium, for example. If you're just writing annuity, will qualify you for the top producers escape. It will be at Boulders Resort and Spa in Scottsdale, Arizona, February 25th to the 28th of 2018, so a little less than a year from now. And we certainly look forward to a great group of producers. This last year in Canada, we had a record number, and we already have on pace even more producers for this. So again, if that's something you'd like to work towards, all business counts. So it's all carriers, all products. We don't break it down by multi-year rate or SPIA and give you a less production credit for it. So if you're writing annuity, you write $2 million in 18 months, you will be invited. Okay, so let us help you get there. We want to see you there. All right, so our creative department has been very busy lately with Jen and Josh. I know they've been helping agents with some email newsletters. I've been getting a few calls about branding and how to do so, and also agents that have websites but aren't happy with how their website's going, how it's working, it's not maybe effective. So if you have any of those needs, please let Jen Decker or Josh Tricarton know. They will help you with designing a program, and if they can't help you, they can at least give you some referral, refer you on, or maybe guide you on where to go get what you need. So give them a call. They'll be glad to help you with any marketing, email marketing, electronic or social. Perhaps they can guide you a little bit on social media too. All right, I did mention email newsletters, and we have found that, as you can see, 86% of internet users age 65 and older use email. And I can attest to this myself. My mom is 94 and she uses email all the time. She has thought she'd never use it. So a lot of people today are using email, I mean, more than ever, especially in older age clients and prospects. So if you need help with that and you want to reach out to people, and you don't want to mail it because a lot of people don't read mail. They also don't read email. But if it's designing an effective email to get to them, please let us know. That is becoming used more and more today. All right, I wanted to talk to you about our academy, and we do have an academy that is scheduled for May 17th through the 19th. We have right now received over 300 interested registrations. We still have not completed the producer list for this, but our academy is designed to help people that are writing annuity and life business to kind of grow that a little bit. It's an advanced training. It's only 2 days. You arrive on Wednesday. It starts in the evening of Wednesday and wraps up at noon on Friday. So we try to get a lot of information in a couple days. We have a couple top producers that come. We also sometimes invite top producers as part of the registrants to talk about what they do to grow their business, and there will be discussions about seminar selling. So if the dates work and you're interested in this, please let me know. I'm going to ask the question now. If you'd like more information on the Life and Annuity Academy, we also have one scheduled for here in Omaha at our offices, and that will be September 6th through the 8th. So if May doesn't work, and May is a busy month, graduations, weddings, what have you. So if that date does not work, but you're interested in this, we can send you a registration. In fact, after the webinar is over this morning, you will get an email. If you've not gotten one of these before, you will get an email from Sarah, and it will have a registration link with a sample agenda, and you can send that in, and you can also tell us if you're interested in the May dates or if you're looking at September. Again, September 6th through the 8th, that's the week after Labor Day. That will be here in Omaha at our new office, Insurance Agency Marketing. It's in West Omaha. The date, there will be another one in November. I don't have those dates, but if you do have interest, if you're writing annuity or life business, or you've been in the business for a while and you're wanting to get more involved in it, you've sold annuities in the past. Again, we're looking for producers of the business. This is not a level 1 training type program. And again, we want to help you develop and grow that business and utilize insurance agency marketing for that. So let me know if you have interest in it. And also afterwards, if you have any questions, you can let me know, or if there's a marketer that you already work with closely, certainly reach out to them and say, hey, tell me more about the Life and Annuity Academy. Okay, so I will close that poll right now. And again, May 17th through the 19th is our next one. We still are taking registrations today as I speak. We're always looking for qualified agents, and we have not completed that producer attendee list by no means. Okay, we talked a little bit about contracting before, or maybe we didn't, but if we want to focus on helping things make it simpler for the producer, yourself, and the way to do that is what we call our paperless contract. Once you have filled out contracting for the first time, what we use is we call it a universal contract, but it's paperless. Basically, once you fill that out, you want to get appointed with further companies down the road, whether it's life or maybe a med sub carrier, or pick up another annuity carrier or two for a case you're working. All you have to do is contact our contracting department and they'll start the process. So you don't have to keep filling out contracts every time you want to get appointed with a new carrier. So we've streamlined that. It makes it great initially if you want to get appointed with more than one, or down the road if you want to get appointed with more later. Our website is very easy to use, and if you have not been to our website, I would recommend to go out to it. It's www.iamsinc.com. That's IAMSINC.com. There are ways to quote life insurance, which there's term, quote engine, excuse me. There's also, I believe you can quote universal life. If you need help, of course, you could reach out to the life department, but it also has our rate book on there, which is our annuity rate book, broken down by indexes, fixed rate, income riders, and top selling products. That is all, when it's updated and handed to us at our desk, it's also put online on the website for you to view. So if you're looking for a particular product that's competitive and we're not around because it's after hours, you can certainly tap into the website to look. You can also search by products using our Rate Watch service, and there's all other information, of course, about Academy and our incentive trips. So, okay, and wealth management. IAMS Wealth Management is a new division here at IAMS. We've been working towards this. We now have launched the RIA program with insurance agency marketing. It's called IAMS Wealth Management. And so for those individuals that are looking for both an answer to the DOL and also as a way to perhaps grow their business in a different market and reach out to people maybe that are younger, we have formed our own RIA, and Charles Hiring Jr. is heading up that division. So if you have more interest in learning about that, please answer yes to the question, or if you're not, that's fine. But again, we developed this in response to the DOL, and even if the DOL goes away, which I'm not sure it will totally, but if the DOL ruling does not go into effect, insurance agency marketing is dedicated to developing this market and continuing to grow with it. As we've heard from a number of people in the RIA business or that are Series 65 licensed, they've seen a big growth area. I mean, they certainly capture assets they did not capture before and are compensated for it, but it also increases their annuity and life production. So if you'd like to know more, have a discussion, just get some general information or have a discussion, I would encourage you to talk to Charles. We can also get some information, just general information, emailed over to you about what's involved, and then you can have a conversation later on. Please respond to that poll question, yes or no, and we'll be glad to reach out to you. Okay, the Retirement Analyzer is a software program that we're seeing, again, more interest in. If you are someone that is interested in getting more involved in the fact-finding process, the Retirement Analyzer is a way to do so. So I would recommend, we do have some information on that. Also, you can talk to Marcus Solar. He heads up and seems to work with this a lot closer. So he's had webinars about the Retirement Analyzer, and I'll leave it at that. But if you'd like to know more about it, please reach out to him, and we can also get you information about how this program works, what it costs, what we expect from you as a producer, if we will pay for it, if we do pay for it, what kind of production that we would ask for. So, okay, and a couple other incentive programs that we've had ongoing for a number of years. Of course, we do appreciate referrals that you give to us here at IAMS, and we do have a program in place called Referred Producer Program. As you can see, you essentially are paid and compensated on the referrals business on an ongoing basis, and it's unlimited. So you could have a number of producers. It could be a way for one option for you to build an agency, for example. But it's our way of saying thank you for putting us in touch with qualified individuals. A marketing reimbursement program is for everyone. Anyone that writes business with IAMS has dollars thrown into their marketing account, and then it could be used later to reimburse you for E&O expense. It could be a lead program, mailers, if you're doing any kind of business expense really, and it could be a seminar program. So again, it's an ongoing. It builds up. It does not have to be uh, emptied out at the end of the year. It rolls over and continues to grow until you need it. All right. Okay, so let's talk about the IAMS 1040 checklist. I know that's why you're here today, is to learn a little bit more about ways to use the 1040 form and generate some future, either present or future sales with people that you come across. So again, it's meant to help you with clients, with prospects, referrals, anyone that you're sitting down with. It's up to you how you want to, or the timing of how you would use this. I do know that over the years I have talked to agents that have utilized the 1040. They do it for a couple reasons. Sometimes they ask for it just purely as a trust factor, but of course ways to generate sales in the future. But you can do this when you're doing client reviews, like on an annual basis. You could do it with referred prospects, maybe someone that you've um, reviewed this checklist with, and then you've generated referrals from it. You could also use the 1040 after you've completed a sale, and maybe it could be right after that. It could be a second appointment scheduled to kind of review their situation. Again, these are ways to, it's a way to discover, does your client trust you? And it could also serve as a fact finder, really. So let's talk about this a little bit. I'll show you some different items that you can locate on the tax return, and what kind of sales you can generate. And again, not just for annuity. I know I represent the annuity department here, but there are a lot of cross-selling opportunities. Okay, so first off, we'll start with the W-2 form. And as you can see, it's differences in line 1 and line 3 indicate a participation in employer's 401k plan. I think that's important to look for. And then box 13 indicates an active participation in employer's retirement plan. So why that's significant, what I capture from that, because I talk to producers about 401k plans, would be utilizing an in-service non-hardship withdrawal. And I won't go into that a lot of detail, but if you see that they're participating in a 401k plan, and they're at least 59 and a half or older, or they might be younger than that, there's an opportunity there, right there, to talk to them about the in-service withdrawal, which is the ability to usually take out a portion of the 401k plan and roll it into an IRA for a number of reasons. It could be diversification, it could be safety of that asset, whereas there are mostly in stock or fund options. So again, that would be something to have a conversation, might be a conversation about how to do that. I wouldn't say that's the first thing you want to talk about, but if someone tells you they're in the 401k, the question I would ask is, does your employer offer the in-service withdrawal option? Some other questions that'll come up, of course, is the amount of your group term life insurance enough to cover your family's needs? Is it time to think about additional life insurance, disability? Are you satisfied with the amount you're contributing? And do you know tax-deferred annuities can be integrated into that plan? Again, we're trying to give that individual some ideas that, hey, have you thought about this? And as you'll see as we go through here further, there will be a lot of cross-selling questions about life insurance. Do you have enough life insurance coverage, disability, and have you considered annuities and what they can do? Okay, the address line, nothing special here. It says say compare the last 2 or 3 returns to see if there's been a change of address. That's assuming that you have the last 2 or 3 returns in front of you. But even if you don't, you can always ask questions about property casualty. I know many of you have the property casualty license, maybe selling that now. So again, when you think about an address, you think about, is your home covered properly, your home or cars? Will your mortgage and expenses be covered should you become disabled? Again, here it is. Do you have enough life insurance to pay off real estate debt should something happen to you? So again, there's triggers all throughout about, are you insured? Are you covered enough? What happens if? And I think these are all great ways to have your client thinking about, maybe they need to do a review for that if that's not what you presented to them. Okay, filing status, what to look for. All right, filing status can change over the last 3 years. And some questions there could be, have you reviewed and updated beneficiary designations on life insurance, on qualified plans, on IRAs? Have you thought about purchasing additional life insurance, DI or long-term care? I will say this too, for those of you that don't know much about insurance agency marketing, and even those that have, these are all great cross-selling questions, and so that you understand, so that you know what products we offer here at IAMS, I will tell you that our main products are life insurance and annuity, but we also have med-sup, disability carriers. We do have long-term care, not much, but we do have long-term care. And of course, within the life area, we have the traditional products, term, UL. We have final expense carriers, and we also have single premium whole life carriers like Equitrust, Baltimore Life, Sagicor, National Western. There's about 9 or 10. And of course, annuity, we have around 30 carriers. Everything we market here is fixed. So again, take advantage of these areas to increase your sales. Going on with filing status, questions that revolve around divorce. Now that you're single, have you thought about purchasing disability or long-term care insurance? Have you reviewed and updated designations on life insurance policies, qualified retirement plans? And I think this question is really important. Since the loss of your spouse, have you reviewed and updated beneficiary designations on life insurance and qualified retirement plans? I can tell you from personal experience that question is always on my fact find question. And to tell you a story of just briefly a few years back, about 10, 12 years ago, I was reviewing a fact find on a client that I hadn't seen in a while. And I asked her about this, and I said, well, this is beneficiary designation, but we also would ask about updating your will. And she said, well, yes, she had. And then she pulled out her will. She actually had it there, and come to find out that her spouse had passed away 10 years before, and she thought she had, but it had not been updated. Her will had not been updated since he had passed, and that a lot of the designations that she had were outdated. So she had it updated. She was so appreciative, she wanted to pay me for that, which of course I didn't accept that. But again, it just furthers the service that we do as professionals. Not everything that we do out there necessarily leads to more business immediately, but from that, she could tell that I was looking out for her best interest, and we did write further business after that. But again, those are things that we really should be doing with our clients. We're out there talking to them about their insurance and investment needs. We should be asking questions like that and helping them. Okay, dependents and exceptions. What to look for on this particular line would be children. What to look for: children, grandchildren, dependents with special needs. Um, questions to ask. I think a good question in here is: should the unthinkable happen to you or your spouse, do you have enough life insurance to cover the dependent's needs if one of you unexpectedly would pass away? So again, a lot of those questions revolve around life insurance, being properly insured, who's the beneficiary of that. I think that's really important. Wages and salary. Compare last 3 tax returns to identify increasing income going forward. If you don't have the last returns, you could ask the client, has your income changed in some way? Have you increased your income over the last year or two, or has it decreased? If it has increased, what have you done? What have you done with that extra income? Were you paying down bills, or is it an opportunity for you to increase your contribution at your work's retirement, or to put more money into either a cash value life policy, or perhaps purchase a non-qualified annuity? So there's a lot of opportunities there if they're willing to disclose it to you. Taxable interest and tax exempt interest. What to look for, line 8A and 8B, estimating amount of liquid assets or a client or prospect has. That would be savings accounts, money markets, CDs, and then also identifying current tax exempt interest from municipal bonds and municipal bond funds. Again, opportunity to ask the question, have you considered moving some of those savings into tax deferred annuity products? Right now our fixed rate annuities, for example, let's forget indexes for a moment, but just a fixed rate annuity, we have 2.7% for 5 years. We have 3-year rates at 2.05 with a couple carriers. Again, even though the interest rates have increased and they've increased at the bank, annuities still have the edge. So if those are assets that are sitting there, lazy assets, maybe the purpose of what they'd been set aside, not all of it is needed for that anymore, or for a lack of knowing where else to go, talk about a fixed rate product. Again, 3 through 10 years guaranteed rates we have through a number of carriers that write to age 90. We have 3 carriers at least I know of that write to age 90. So some of that savings could be repositioned, increase the return, and it's tax deferred. Alimony received. Okay, line 11. Determine if the amount of alimony received is a considerable source of income. So did your divorce settlement require you or your ex to maintain life insurance on each other? If life insurance wasn't specified, would you consider purchasing life insurance? So again, and then the beneficiary designations question comes up too. Did that get updated? Business income or loss. And this would be, identifying what type of business entity. Now, you may not be experts on, how to deal with businesses, but I know who is. And recently we had a webinar on this, and you'll hear me talk about it a lot. So if this individual is a small business that they own, questions asked: what steps have you taken to provide for your retirement? Have you considered tax deferral opportunities provided by annuity products and cash value life insurance? Again, more opportunities to cross-sell disability, life insurance. The key thing that comes up when I see this question for a small business owner especially is, have you recently had have you reviewed your retirement plan? Or if you've not reviewed a retirement plan, would you consider looking at a retirement program or pension program for your small business? And this is where American National comes into place. This is right down their alley. They deal with businesses from 1 to 30 employees. All you have to do is spark the interest, gather a census, send it off to them. They'll turn around a proposal, and they'll even help you call the business owner and their CPA. So what a great way to uh, generate a new sale, and any of those employees could be clients of yours too. So beyond the questions to ask here, the one that comes to me is, if you own a business, even if they're a sole proprietor, you should gather more information with the business fact finder that American National provides and send it off. They'll do the proposal. They'll tell you which plan is most appropriate for them, and you could have even a bigger sale than you imagine here. Capital gains and losses. Gains and losses that indicate the client or prospect aggressively invests. So again, have you considered using permanent life insurance? Do you know annuities may be more tax efficient option? Would you be interested in learning how an annuity and cash value life insurance can be combined to lower estate taxes? So again, we learn if they've got capital gains and they're fairly high, it's not that we want to necessarily recommend them to liquidate the securities that they're in, but maybe reposition some to a safer vehicle or one that's tax deferred. IRA and pension distributions. Okay, if required minimum distribution is made because of age, determine the approximate value of the IRA and other qualified retirement accounts. So here's where the tax tables come into play, can help you a little bit. So if their RMD is, a couple thousand or 3,000, you basically divide that out. You could kind of figure out what they have in IRAs from that, because at age 70, for example, the RMD is about 3.6%. So you'd take that amount and divide it by 3.6, and that'll tell you the principal that was paid off. But most importantly, too, do you use your RMD for living expenses? What do most people do with the RMD? Well, most of the people turn around and put it in their bank account. And they'll tell you, many of them, they don't really need it. So what could the RMD be used for? It could turn around and purchase tax-free investments, or it could go into a non-qualified annuity, or it could be used to fund a single premium whole life product. There's a number of assets. So depending on what they want that money to do for them, like many times, they'll tell you. I had this conversation this week with my retired Boys Town teacher. He gets an RMD every year of about, I don't know, 4,000 or 5,000, and he puts it in his savings account. They may have a purpose for it, but you never know. You should ask, what can we do to help you with that? Is there something you would like to, that money to do for you? Would you like to get a better return and still be safe? Would you like to look at perhaps a single premium, a whole life policy? Rental real estate, royalties, partnerships, S corporations. Again, what we're looking for is cash flow that can be used to buy an annuity or additional life insurance. And some questions you can ask here. I think an important one. Do you know life insurance can be used to fund a buy-sell agreement that immediately pays your survivor should you die unexpectedly? Again, do you have sufficient property casualty insurance on your rental property? Again, all sorts of questions to ask. What to look for in moving expenses? Second chance to determine change of address. Do you have enough P&C coverage? How will you pay your expenses should you become disabled? Is your life insurance policy enough to pay off any real estate debt should something happen to you? Have you invested tax-exempt proceeds from the sale of your primary residence? IRA deductions. What to look for? Determine if they're taking advantage of tax-deductible contributions to an IRA, and if there's no deduction, use the opportunity to ask why. So questions you can ask from this. Have you reviewed and updated your beneficiary designations? Are you happy with your IRA investment allocations? Would you like to see if you're eligible for a Roth conversion and learn how it may benefit you? And would you like to hear about different types of life insurance policies? And I think that, again, a whole host of questions, and many of you know how to do this. When you see IRA, you'll know what questions to ask. Itemized deductions, what to look for. Excuse me, sorry about that. Yearly contributions to a favorite charity. And a question you could ask, do you know you can purchase life insurance policy listing your charity as a beneficiary? Okay, federal income tax withheld and refund. So noting the size of the refund and see if they need an adjustment to withholding tax to free up more cash. Maybe they like to have a larger refund. I know I do, because I turn around and have a purpose for using that every spring. But some people feel that they're paying Uncle Sam and is not doing anything for them, and so perhaps adjusting the withholding tax to free up more cash every time they get paid. Some people like it that way. Some people would rather just, maybe owe a little bit, and maybe their paychecks be a little higher. So questions to ask here. Have you talked to your CPA about adjusting your withholding to free up cash flow? Have you considered using a portion of your return to purchase a tax-deferred annuity for retirement? I think that question's on every slide I was on today. How about using your return to buy additional life insurance or disability or long-term care? So anything that you free up from their take-home pay could then be used to purchase any financial product, really. So it's just not, it's posing the question and not being afraid to, ask them and get an answer for it. Okay, additional questions to ask after review of the 1040 tax return. So these are actually good questions for your fact find, your actual fact find, if you use one. Do you have IRAs that you're not receiving distributions from? So, do you currently have IRAs? And if so, what are some other questions here? Well, what kind of investment vehicle do you have it invested in? Are you happy with how it's performed? Are you aware of how a fixed product, a fixed annuity or fixed index product, which can be funded with an IRA, do you know how they operate? Do you know how they could help you too? Do you have old 401k plans that haven't been rolled into your IRA? What a great question. And from my experience, there are a lot of old 401k plans. And a lot of times when people leave the employer, it's the last thing they worry about. They're worrying about getting everything in place at the new employer, the health benefits, everything else. And oftentimes they'll get around to that and then they may forget to do so. And it may not be always a big balance. It might be 7,000 or 10,000. The higher the balance, I'm sure the more in the forefront of their mind that something has to be done with that. And guess what? We're the experts at this. All right. So we can help them with that. And of course, we want to do that so that that is made seamlessly, efficiently, and properly. More and more 401k plans today have their own forms to use. They won't accept insurance company transfer forms. So finding that out is important. And again, it's done so easily, but if you don't ask the right questions and find out what you need to, it can be a mess. So we want to help you increase your IRA, your qualified business rollovers, is focusing on old 401k plans. Do you have any existing 401ks you're still contributing to? Again, going back to the very beginning of our slides, we talked about in-service withdrawals, or I mentioned in-service withdrawals. So if you're currently contributing to 401k plan, especially if they're over 59 and a half and have worked there a couple of years, they most likely will qualify. In fact, statistics show that if the employers are at least 2 to 3,000 employees, over 90% of those plans have in-service withdrawals written into those plan documents. So they can move some portion of that out while still working into a self-directed IRA. If they're prior to 59 and a half, it can also happen. It's less likely, but it is possible. I know because I've done it myself. And then do you have any annuities, cash value life insurance, or long-term care policies? So again, cash value, again, on these policies is what are they paying? What are they getting? On the annuities, how is it performing? Is it out of surrender? All sorts of questions can flow from that one question. Do you currently own annuities? Are they variable? Are they fixed? How have they performed? What benefits do you receive from those? Those are all good questions. So I want to thank you today. I hope that you had something here that you could utilize. Again, you may not be comfortable asking for the 1040, but these are all good questions that you can start using in a more formalized fact find, whether you have the tax return or not. But if you would just try that with some existing clients, something you haven't done in a while, when you've gone back to review their situation, and ask them about that 1040 to see if there's ways that you can help them with the questions that will trigger from that return, I think it may help you. So I do want to also ask you before we go, if you would like to get if you'd like to get contracted or contracting paperwork on any of our top companies, I mentioned a few that you can utilize through IAMS. As you may or may not know, we have about 30 companies for annuity. Again, this is more concept today, but if you'd like to get appointed with one of our top carriers, whether it be Athene, American Equity, AIG, they all have great products. For single premium life, we typically look at Baltimore Life, Equitrust, and we also look at companies like Sagicor. For traditional products, I know Minnesota Life is strong in the UL market and also in term, as is North American. So we do have great products. We don't lack for that. We do appreciate your business, and we look forward to helping you. We also appreciate business that you may write with us as we go forward into 2017. It's going to be a challenging year. It already has been. But again, our market has been strong, and we do need to help our clients continue to help them with personally owned life insurance, fixed annuities for retirement, both for income and growth. Even though the market is strong, from the calls that we have been receiving lately, I can tell people are uneasy and want safety. So we're going to continue to see growth in the fixed market by no doubt. I do appreciate your time today. If you have any questions after the webinar, if you have questions, you can always type them in on the webinar under questions. But feel free to give me a call, and I'll be glad to help you out, guide you a little bit. And we do appreciate, again, like your time and your business. You all have a great day and a good week. Thank you.